Today, the GAMA Trade Show report for 2012 and the online retail debate. Hello and welcome to Pulp Gamer Prime. I'm Don Dem.
And I'm Scott Forster, and we are back from the GAMA Trade Show.
With 5 extra pounds.
Indeed. We saw a lot of cool stuff there. A little bit of Vegas. But
ate a lot of food.
Yep. The very cool thing we saw was this debate between online resellers and brick and mortar retail. Saw that on the schedule. Thought this is going to be some action.
There's got to be blood. So we've got to attend this, and we're going to tell you about that a little bit later.
Indeed.
Overall, the show went great. We had a great time. I think one of the hottest things that goes on at the GAMA Trade Show is the seminar track. A lot of seminars, education for both retailers and publishers. The hall was packed.
Yeah, it was very cool. There were standing room only rooms. It was very nice. We also went to the GAMA Game Night, which is a great opportunity for publishers and retailers to meet, and you can play games that haven't been out yet, talk to the game designers. I got a chance to look at Cthulhu Flux. I know Aaron took a look at a new game from Fantasy Flight called Infiltration, made by the same guy who makes Dominion.
And on a personal note, I got to beat you at Discworld.
That was something out of the ordinary, yeah.
Plenty of social lubrication. This is probably the social event of GAMA Trade Show, I think so, and it was well attended, and we had a great time. Also, of course, the exhibit hall. You cannot forget the exhibit hall. Exhibit halls everywhere are my favorite thing. Walking the exhibit hall was a lot of fun. As you can see, there was a lot of exhibits there, a lot of people to talk to. Now, of course, we didn't go through it as fast as what the video would imply, which, by the way, if you're listening to the audio version of this, then we have a treat for you. You need to head to the website so you can see pulpgamer.com or YouTube or wherever you prefer to watch videos and see this very quick video blow through as we see how many faces you recognize and how many brands you recognize. Keep a count. It's kind of fun. Scott, you're moving kind of fast. Do you want to slow down, take a deep breath?
I do move through that hall pretty quickly, but not that quickly. It was very cool to see that the retailer count was up and the number of sponsors in the show was up, and the exhibit hall was completely sold out. It took up about 50%, maybe 30% more space than it did last year, and I definitely knew that because I had to walk the whole thing getting this cool video. I went to the open board meeting, found out some numbers from the GAMA board. Show turned a profit this year, which is
which is a good thing.
Is positive news. Yeah, it's going. The exact numbers aren't in yet, but all signs are pointing to the Game Manufacturers Association being in really good shape moving forward. So
it's looking really good.
Excellent.
So we also made a lot of observations at the show. One of those being that there are a number of game companies that are headed in some new directions, leaving their comfort zone, if you wish. Playroom Entertainment, for example, is coming out with a line of toys. Some of those being very obvious. You have with Killer Bunnies. It's like, oh, this is an obvious toy merchandising line. So of course they've got the plush Killer Bunnies, and they've got some vinyl toys as well with the Killer Bunnies. But they also have a line of wooden toys, the Three Magicians wooden toy set.
Very cool. Yeah, I got a chance to look at those.
Some keen-eyed folks have noticed that Mayfair Games is reintroducing war games to their line.
Yes.
Mayfair has distributed war games for a long time and had once developed war games. But new player testers will now be able to enjoy and experience the development in-house for the first time. Test of Fire, Battle of Bull Run is out now. Clash of Wills, Shiloh, and A House of Divided will be coming out very soon.
Very cool.
Wizards of the Coast is getting a lot of attention with Lords of Waterdeep. Now, of course, we know Wizards of the Coast for Magic the Gathering and Dungeons and Dragons, but a Euro-style game.
Yeah, that's something new from them. It's basically, it's set in the D&D world. It's set in Waterdeep. And it takes you up a level. Instead of being the adventurers who go out and kill things and get money, you're now the patrons who are like building taverns where you gather adventurers, send them on missions, and then reap the profits. And
So the resources in this resource management game are the adventures that you're sending out, is what I hear?
Exactly. You get this little orange cube that's a fighter and this little blue cube. I don't remember the colors exactly, but yeah, exactly. And then you build buildings around town, and the buildings have abilities that other people want to use, and you get money when somebody uses your building. It's very, very Euro style, but still set in that whole D&D adventure, kill things, take their stuff.
And I think it is getting a lot of attention. I think
it definitely
is. Which in my mind means that people are liking it. And of course, we could go on and on because the number of games that were available there that aren't coming out for at least a couple of months. It was fun. It was fun to see all the new stuff.
Online retailers and deep discounters are a hot topic in the game industry right now. At GTS, we managed to catch a discussion on the issues surrounding the online retailers. This excellent forum was formatted like a presidential debate. On one side, we had John Houston of Troll and Toad. On the other side, we had Dave Wallace of the Fantasy Shop, a chain of retail stores in St. Louis, Missouri. And in the middle, moderating, doing his best, CNN, NBC, whatever impression, was Mike Stackpole, throwing questions at both of them, and we were looking for a knife fight. But the discussion was very civil. Not the knife fight that some in the audience were looking for.
I thought there would be blood. I really did.
Both John Houston and Dave Wallace kind of agreed that resellers and online resellers and brick and mortar stores aren't really competing for the same customers. Different customers go to different places for different reasons. And we caught up with Dave Wallace after the seminar to get him to go into a little more detail for us.
Every retailer has lost customers that they developed, they built, that they were friends with, who can't support them any longer because they're going online. That really hurts. That's really offensive. That feels terrible. When you get rid of the emotion, you realize that competition, this is not an episode of Survivor. It's not the lone person that lasts till the end that gets paid off. Nobody's going to come to you at the end of the year and hand you a check for $1 million because you survived. Your competition has very little to do with your actions, with your chances for success. If you want to be successful, then run a successful store. There's absolutely nothing preventing a brick and mortar store from becoming a great success at this time. All we need is the industry to stop panicking, not lose faith in us, and recognize that we still have great value, that we still bring something to the table.
Well, the end result remains to be seen. Looks like the two sides have agreed to work together kind of for the time being.
Well, I don't know about working together exactly, but at least be amiable towards one another.
Right.
And of course, I don't think that's going to go across the board. It's, as Dave said, it's a very emotional topic, and I think there's going to continue to be opinions both ways. So,
oh, yeah, definitely.
No doubt. As far as ourself goes, we had a great show, made a lot of good friends.
Indeed.
And I think a lot of that can may result in some additional programming coming up this fall or perhaps next year on the network. So that's very exciting. Also, we had a team there. Both Aaron and Michael were there recording seminars. Some of the seminars for the GTS, there's going to be a handful, at least if you have the big hand, if you find that as 11 fingers or something. But
right.
Some of those seminars that will be edited and delivered to GAMA, which they will be making that available to their membership. So that as in years past, we've had some of those up on the seminar, up on the website, but those are going to be available from GAMA in the future.
Right.
And then we also, of course, the other big thing was, of course, the GAMA dinner, where Mayfair Games announced that they're going to be making commercials available to retailers with Bob and Angus.
Nice.
So there's a lot of fun. Those are going to be customized and for individual stores. Just have to meet a couple of qualifications, contact Mayfair Games, and get those commercials. I've even heard not necessarily for TV, but there was somebody interested in using them at a movie theater as one of the pre-slides.
Very cool. I ran into a lot of Bob and Angus fans at the show.
Yes, it was good to get some response. It really was. We were set up there with our 40-inch screen with a little bit of a video demonstration, which, by the way, Aaron, great job in putting together that video loop. We had some behind-the-scenes shots that really just kind of accentuated some of the different things that we've been doing here in the video department at Pulp Gamers. So, so it was very fun.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that a show?
That was the show. That was the GAMA Trade Show.
Yep, it is. We'll be back soon. Thanks a lot.
See you next week.
PulpGamer.com